Welcome to Monkey Business. This is where we're just gonna chill out, talk shop with each other, hang out, and just have a good time.
We thought we would let you guys in on what we talk about all day long versus, kind of what you think you see on camera.
Well, when you're not in the room.
Well, okay,
you have
so
to leave for a minute.
I don't want to be here for that either, so I might have to leave, and you guys can listen, but this is with all of us here versus just three.
Right, so today we're getting started on our top favorite movie cars. I think we should go with top two, maybe.
The age gap between all of us, the generation gap, is, I feel like it's each generation coming down the line, and it's gonna be kind of cool to know what's Dwayne's favorite car all the way down to what Kenny, what he watched growing up, and what Jay watched, what I watched. It's gonna be completely different. So it's gonna be kind of cool to know, where everybody lands on that scale.
First R-rated movie my dad took me to was the original Gone in 60 Seconds with Hilicki. I think that was his name. And back then, they didn't have the green screen. They didn't have all this. I mean, they used the same car, and you could tell by the end of the show. But his boss Mustang, 69 or 70, it was just, it was such a iconic movie that they did it again. And I guess my second one would be Vanishing Point, which was a Challenger. Again, they just beat the heck out of this car. There's a scene in it where there's boobies. But yeah, it was just back then they used like that and just drove the crap out of it. And they fixed it and they went back and did it again. Like I think the original Bullet, they had 3 cars, and that chase scene probably took 3 days to film.
Oh, could you imagine?
Yeah, it'd
For
be
real
fun,
on
right?
that? Yeah. The chase scene, jumping through the hills of, what was it, San Diego, right? Or
San Francisco.
Yeah.
San Francisco.
Freaking jumping all the hills, smashing. I feel like to make a good car movie, especially for car guys, there has to be the chase scene. It has to be a race or the chase.
Yeah, it could be
It's got to
boobies.
have dramatic, or what Dwayne says, it's got to have boobies.
I thought we were talking about cars.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
hand-
why did we all like cars growing up? What were we using them for?
girls.
Okay,
All right,
there you
that's
go.
true. All right.
What's up, everybody? It's Richard here at Gas Monkey Garage, and I gotta tell you, if you know anything about me and anything about the garage in general, you know that I'm into stuff. When my friends at Bespoke Post reached out and told me they were gonna send me a box of awesome, I could not be more happy. On top of that, this is a monthly service that you can get if you're into outdoor things, indoor things, home improvement, home gear, or even live oysters. It's all gonna be based on what you like and sent straight to your house. Every box is gonna have a retail value of at least $70, and it's gonna cost you a fraction of that value. It's free to join. You can skip a month. You can cancel anytime. You're not locked in, but you're gonna wanna be locked in because who doesn't want a box of awesome every month? I do. So let's talk about my box of awesome for this month. This is a part of the Forge box, and it's 250 layers of 1095 high carbon steel, which is in its own protective sheath from the guys at Buck and Bear Knives. What is in the rest of our box of awesome? This is it is called the Weekender. So if you know anything about us in here at Gas Monkey, we're always out on the road. We're always having to jump in the car or on a plane and get out there. This is perfect to throw my dop kit in, a pair of jeans, extra pair of shirts, and get gone. And it's got the pocket for my computer so I can look up values. Or I could just stuff it full of money and go to buy cars. Get you some of that. So go now, right now, click the link below, 20% off by using the code GasMonkeyGarage at checkout, or you can go to bespokepost.com, same deal, use GasMonkeyGarage at checkout, and you're gonna get 20% off, and the boxes of awesome will start flowing. Speaking of awesome, they sent me a beer making kit for my 3rd box. I'm going to the bathtub.
All right, so probably one of the most obvious ones you guys are gonna think is the Skyline from Too Fast, Too Furious, Paul Walker Skyline. I don't know, to me, the Skyline, the Nissan, I like it a lot more than Toyota. I like the RB26 over the 2J. Now, y'all might think it's not dependent, but
You know what the line was, right?
it still
American
makes better.
Muscle. Nutsack.
Something like that, Dwayne.
But yeah, and then the second one, well, it's a type of American Muscle. It's gonna be the an '82, I think it was, Trans Am from the movie Knight Rider kit car.
Kit?
That's just a TV show that me and my dad used to watch growing up.
Yeah, you gotta like Kit.
Car with a
Yeah.
personality. Yeah, I dig it.
Like David Hasselhoff, I don't know if he's a true car guy or if he just landed that role to be Hasselhoff with a car that talks to him. Like I don't know. That's like dancing on the border. Like, 'cause you just you never see him. You know, like all these other actors, like you see their car collections. You know they're car guys.
I liked him in Baywatch because he had chest hairs.
Has anyone?
This conversation is going totally sideways. I don't even know what to
This
say.
is how we talk without
Oh,
the
no,
cut.
No, Dwayne, that's how you talk.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Y'all listen.
Back in the
Well,
day.
we have to. Would you have sat outside and talked to it?
Yeah,
You would have conversations.
I
wouldn't you?
would. I'd sit inside of it, walk
Oh.
outside.
Oh, if you could have one feature off a Kit and add it to your car, what would it be?
Ooh, probably have it come to me.
I mean, yeah, but you can just buy a Tesla for that.
But still,
That's boring.
You're boring.
You had Kit all sitting in front of you, and you chose a Tesla feature.
Kit had a 6
All right.
V6 in it.
I'm ashamed. I am ashamed to
Still
admit this,
sick,
but
yeah,
my
sick.
best friend's son bought a Formula Firebird. None of this is a lie, by the way, so I'm just going to feed what you're trying to get. And the first thing I thought when he brought this beautiful Formula Firebird home was it needed a red light going across the dash left to right. And I actually suggested it to him,
Wasn't
not
on the
once,
dash,
not
it was
twice.
on the hood.
It was on the hood.
On the hood. And I thought that would be really cool.
Fitting,
Yeah,
fitting for the car.
it is.
So if my answer's so wrong, what's the correct answer that you say it's the best one?
I mean, dude, there's so many things with Kit that were sick. Besides it just driving to you.
You haven't spit one out.
Well, I mean, what Kit had like jumping shit like a Mach 5, didn't it?
No, I don't think so.
I was just gonna say that would be your pick. You're into the button. You were all about the. It's the turbo boost or the rockets
No, it's
button.
key on,
Oh,
key
that's
off.
right. It's got it. I got you.
Let's see. They didn't make a movie with Speed Racer, did they?
Yeah.
I missed it?
Yeah.
Jesus
Must have been
Christ.
locked up.
So I'd have to say most memorable cars. I remember growing up and there was the movie with Charlie Sheen and it was called The Wraith. A lot of people don't know the movie. It's a very, very cool car. It's a one-off car that Dodge made. There was 4 of them, is from what I know. And it was a little inline turbo 4-cylinder car and back in the 80s. 86, I think is what I seen. And man, this car was just crazy, you know, cool body kit, everything. And then, you know, outside of that, Charlie Sheen would just run through people and the car wouldn't blow up. So it was really cool. It was like a
Well, when
a
it come
ghost
back,
car.
it would fold up and then come
Yeah,
back. It's like
it was a
from
ghost car,
space
so-
or from outer space or something.
But I have to say that here's a little bit of generation. You know, there's not a massive gap between me and Kenny. So here's this. My all-time favorite car was the first Fast and the Furious, the Green Eclipse, Paul Walker's Eclipse. Man, it was just what I remember being in middle school and watching the Fast and Furious, and that was the first car you see that was just, you know, totally decked out. So that kind of started my craze for cars. So I think that's why I'll still say that that's one of my favorite cars.
A front-wheel drive car?
I know, right? I know. It was just what got me, you know, interested. It was cool. It was the first one that was hauling ass. So I like that. 95 Eclipse. Unfortunately, it was just a GS and not a, what is it, GSX?
GSX.
GSX was
They
the
still
turbo
made it look
all-wheel
good.
drive.
But the DSM motor, really, that engine is the one that kind of brought on the whole 4-cylinder performance craze, isn't it?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it started everything
No,
to
that
me.
started the craze of loud pipes. And
Loud
you
pipes?
can hear them, and then wait, here it comes, here it comes. Oh yeah, it's green, it's got 5 spokes, it's got, yeah, that's how fast they were.
You do know that's a whole big thing in Japan of just making cars
Never
look
been there.
stupid, but cool at the same
Well, they're
time.
Bozozukus.
Bozozuku.
Big pops. Come up over the hood and shit. Look at it. Check them
It's
out.
crazy. It's insane.
worth a Google.
But it's cool seeing them over there, not over here. Over here is a little different.
There's a cultural difference for sure.
I don't know if our roads could take it, especially not in this area.
So my favorite cars, I'm going to skip past the obvious ones, and I think we talk about generational gaps. So I had the 2 posters, so I'm not going to say Miami Vice with the Testarossa because we all loved that. I did at my age, and the Countach with some young lady on it.
That black poster with the
still
white
got 'em?
Countach.
Yeah. What was that?
You still got them?
No. No. long ago disintegrated. But so I'm going to skip past those and go to a couple that I thought were
We're talking
really
about
great
movies,
cars.
not posters.
Yeah, movies.
Okay.
So there's a little crossover between you and I think there's a year gap. A 1969 Mustang would be mine, and the only movie I know that has an actual 69 Mustang is John Wick 2. So I loved that car. I love one-year only cars.
He killed for it. To me and him, it's the only coolest looking Mustang there was.
The 69, I mean, it was iconic. It was
69, 70.
And to us, the Mustangs
they even
are
agree
not-
that there was only one ever
And
Mustang
that's it.
that was
That's
cool.
all we agree on, ever.
You know, I loved it.
And then you have us that don't really care for Mustangs.
So there's that, and then I kind of went outside the boundaries a little bit for my second one. I straight to unobtainium, and I have to say this right from the beginning. If you take on my point of view, then you can pick any car you want. But any car that was on Top Gear could be made iconic or famous just based on these guys and the way that they presented them. But the one, my favorite of any that they did, was on an ironic episode, the 10 worst cars in the world, like way back in early
Talking about TV or
2010.
movies?
This was TV. This was TV. But they put on the 10 worst cars in the world the Ferrari 250 GTO, which is the most ironic thing in the world because I think it's one of the most
expensive
amazing
ones now.
It is, but I mean, it's still to this day beautiful and chaseable, and it hasn't depreciated even a little bit. If it just continues to accelerate, and I can't help but be in awe and look. I mean, I found a guy in North Carolina that was fabricated one in his backyard, and I was like, oh, I want this kit car, and I showed it to Josh, and it was like $30,000.
They used to put the kits on the 240Zs.
Yeah.
Oh, was that the chassis they'd used?
Yeah, so I just think that car is, it's beautiful and amazing, and one of the only TV shows that could afford to put the car on would be Top Gear.
There was a TV show growing up called The Munsters. They had anywhere from a dragster coffin. They had their family car, which was like an old stagecoach converted. Did they have movies in 51?
I don't know. You're the only one old enough to know this.
I mean, one that everyone's seen was Speed Racer, but not the cartoon version. I grew up watching well, I didn't grow up, but I was in a time where
Still ain't
they
know
made the
that.
movie,
I don't. Man.
and you're just getting old.
Who starred in it? Stallone?
Oh my God.
Really?
I don't know. Did he?
No. I don't know who the guy was, but the car, the Mach 6.
Mach 5, not 6.
No, was it? No,
I liked his brother. Racer.
the one-seater one. The one-seater was not a Mach. It was a Mach 6.
I didn't see the movie, so I don't.
I don't know. Speed Racer's Mach 5.
I know, but they had a Mach 6.
Oh, I don't know. That's your generation. See, they went and changed
That was
shit.
Chim Chim's car. Okay, so George Barris was just a customizer big time. So he did the Munsters car, Batmobile, the first one. I want to say he did the Monkeys GTO thing.
But didn't he make Twin Mill also? The Hot Wheels? Didn't he design Twin Mill?
The two motor thing?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
No, probably not. Hey, so what was the Batman where Arnold Schwarzenegger played Mr. Freeze? Because that Batmobile
Was it
was
that
the most
Keaton?
gangster. Because he was driving down the road and like his fins were so big, it's all the
Was that-
big old rocket booster.
Was that with Michael Keaton as Batman? Was that Michael Keaton was Batman?
Yes, it was Michael Keaton's Batman. But that one was the most gangster Batmobile. Because remember, it had the big turbine up in the front
In
and
the
shit.
front, yeah.
Yeah, that was badass.
Yeah, it's badass.
Just like you were at some point in
I was
time.
never badass.
Yeah, well, at least
You
you
I was
said
just
it.
an ace.
bad.
I was just an ace.
You still, wow.
I got years of experience being an ass.
So mine's going to be one of the obvious ones. So I love the DeLorean. I love the DeLorean and all of its flavors. So Back to the Future,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is
Forgot
the
about that.
car. It's an obvious one.
Best movie
And there's
ever.
even an honorable mention in one of the movies with an 84, 85 Toyota SR5 Hilux with the roll bar and the lights, the KC lights. And those are things that I loved, and I will always love the DeLorean. LS the world, I want a DeLorean with an LS in it.
Okay, so I know the
Just to
guy
go 88 miles an
that
hour.
Yes.
made remakes of those DeLoreans. I mean, he was like spot on. He made probably 6, 7, 8 of them. Video Bob.
Video Bob.
Bob Prop
Yeah.
Shop. Yeah, he was really into it. I mean, he had the Mr. Fusion thing and everything.
Well, I mean, he had to come up with something. They had to come up with something in the movie because the only flaw with the entire car is a Peugeot V6. I don't understand what he was thinking there.
That's
but
because it only went to 88.
maybe going downhill. Yeah.
So this was some of our favorite cars, you know, movie and TV. Man, go in the comments. Let us know what y'all's favorite cars are. You know, which ones y'all like.
All right, so you guys let us know what you guys want us to discuss next time so we can have a little bit more fun and talk smack more. But thanks for joining us. This is Monkey Business.